All right, hey everybody, we had our first formal observation and the class did an amazing job today. Hello everybody. Welcome to the Empty Nest Teacher channel. For all of you who are new to the channel, welcome. To those of you who have seen some videos here before, thank you so much for coming back. We don't take anybody for granted. So today was the formal observation. So I just showed the short clip of how excited we were in class. All right. Of course, I talked to the students before the observation just to let them know that someone was coming in, because my class, you know, they like to know what's going on. You know, who is this coming in our room? Which is hilarious to me. But if they kind of know in advance, you know, then they're not like surprised or in shock or anything. And they tend to focus on whoever is in here or whatever is going on, as opposed to what's going on at the front. So it went well. So I was not nervous. You know, I didn't think I was going to be nervous. And I was just talking to a coworker, and she made a good point. The fact that I had a supervising teacher in here with me for, I think it was like 2 months, for 8 weeks at the beginning of the school year, helped me not to be nervous, you know, with somebody in the room, you know, watching. Again, I keep saying this because this is the way I feel. I don't like that. You know, I know a lot of people don't like to just be observed, or, you know, people are in the room watching you and rating you or scoring you on, you know, what you're doing. But I know that's part of the job. So, you know, I get it. But it was a positive experience. My principal came in the room. She sat at our back table. And so in a previous video, I showed you the text that we had introduced today, How Do You Raise a Raisin? And so we got started on that. They loved the collaborative discussions. And, you know, anytime they get a chance to do that, you know, they're on hype mode. So that text, I've said before, is broken up into like questions because it's an informational text. And the question portion of the text is written as poetry. And then there's the informational, the answer to that question, the informational text is just written as, you know, regular text. And so we stopped for each section, and I didn't think we were going to end up finishing it because we had 14 questions. So I modeled the first one, and then there were obviously 13 questions left. So I think we have 2 or 3 more questions, like the last page. We got to the last page, but we didn't get through, you know, all of that. So we'll do that tomorrow. We'll finish those tomorrow. But I gave them, as we got to, I used the read aloud from YouTube. And as we got to each section or each question, I gave them 60 seconds to come up with an answer, a group answer. And then every group had a speaker. And so the speaker would share out with the entire class. And so that went really well. So I had my phone, and I used, you know, the timer on that. And then there was like a fun buzzer, you know, noise that I used, or the alarm, or whatever you want to call it. And so they would turn into each other a little bit, you know, just turning their seats into the aisles. And then, you know, everybody turned back to the front once the buzzer went off and time was up. And then as we kept going to questions, they would kind of turn in and talk to each other. And then they would turn back to the front, you know, when time was up. So that's how we kind of did that and got through those questions. And one of my students, I mean, was just having an amazing time. All of them seemed like they had a good time doing this. But one of my students was like, yes, I'm having so much fun. And, you know, it was just so funny that they get so tickled, you know, with certain things. So I was glad that they enjoyed the lesson. I enjoyed the lesson. I enjoy the class that I have. I enjoy our interactions. We have a lot of little class jokes, you know, and stuff like that. And, you know, once we start, making it a habit for some of those jokes, then, it becomes the class joke. And then sometimes, my students will, use the joke on me. And so, we do have fun in class. Of course, sometimes I have to, be the disciplinarian, and I have no problem switching to that. But I let them know, I want to have fun in this class. I don't want to be a boring teacher, or I don't want to be a bored teacher. So I don't want to have a boring classroom. So I don't mind having fun and, laughing and, joking and playing around a little bit. But, as long as we know, okay, we laugh, joke, let's bring it in. Let's get back to the business at hand. And so overall, they do a good job of that. Sometimes I have to, bring them back in. But, that's kids. Anybody who has had kids or been around kids, how that's how, especially a group of kids, because they vibe off of each other. But in terms of the observation, it went well. I did not look at the specific time that my principal left to see, exactly how long she was in here. But observations are or can be up to 30 minutes. So she stayed for a good little while. I don't know if it was the whole 30 minutes, but she stayed for a good little while. The students were respectful to her when she came in the door. One of our other students, he's from El Salvador. And so when we would go outside for him to wait for his mom to come pick him up, he would ask me who everybody in the school is. Miss Watkins, who is that? Who is that? Who is that? Who is that? So he asked me about the principal. And so I said, well, that's our principal, Mrs. Petway. So every time he sees her now, hi, principal. Hi, principal. And he's, waving to her. And so, he lit up when she came in, hi, principal. So I told them, you can, silent wave, you can, whisper, whatever, but I don't want everybody to get into an uproar. Let's not, stop what we're doing. We can greet a visitor when they come in, but we have to stay focused. And so for the most part, they did that. It was a very good experience. So the next step, I got the email from my principal saying basically congratulations, for getting through your first formal observation. And so the next step is I have to fill out some reflection. So I haven't looked at that yet. I'll look at that this evening. Those type of things, I'm trying not to wait until the last minute to do them. So I have 48 hours to go into our system, which is a new system for our whole district. So I have to go in and look at those questions and then, submit the answers, whatever they may be. So I have to do that. And then we have a post-conference. So just like we had a pre-conference, I did a video on that the other day. We'll have a post-conference. So of course, I'll do a video on that. And so evidently at the post-conference is where I will find out what I scored for this first observation. So, I'm interested to see what I did score. I feel good about it. Do I feel like I'm going to get, all the highest, level scores? No, and I'm not expecting that because it's my first time, it's my first year teaching. I'm not expecting that, but I think I feel confident that, I got good scores. So, there are different, and maybe I'll go over that in another video instead of getting to a bunch of details today about the different domains that are covered in the observation. Because I don't want this video to be, super long today. I have some things I have to do. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday. Today's Thursday, December 9th. Have been extremely busy because I've had school meetings, and then non-school meetings. So tomorrow hopefully will be an easy day because I don't have any meetings tomorrow, and it is Friday. So I'm looking forward to the weekend, although I do have some work to do this weekend, but I'm always looking forward to the weekend. So that is how my observation day went, my first formal observation, and I am excited, and I feel somewhat relieved. I say somewhat relieved because I wasn't like super nervous. And like I said in the beginning of the video, I think that is definitely attributed to having a supervising teacher here with me. So, you know, I wasn't butterflies, you know, nervous, all like that. Just aware, you know, that somebody's in the room. And so I'm grateful that I did have that supervisor teacher, you know, in my room, so that these observations won't be, you know, so nerve-wracking, you know. So for some teachers, it's nerve-wracking. And I completely understand that. And I think it might have been more nerve-wracking had I not had somebody in my room for 8 weeks at the beginning of the year. So that's definitely a positive thing for me. So like I said, tonight I will go into the system. I will look and complete the reflection questions. I don't know how many there are. Actually, I have a computer right here. I'm going to look it up while I'm here. Let's see my password. And then maybe I can read you the questions. Since I'm telling you I have to do it, I can tell you what questions I have to answer. Okay, I'm logging into this new system. Now let me see if I can find it. I don't know if I can find it. Because, let's see. Yeah, we shall see. I'm logging into this. Oh, that's not what I needed. Hold on 1 second. Hold, please. As my sister would say when we're joking around. Hold, please. Okay, here they are. So, 4A, domain 4A. Let me do it like this. The first one is domain 4A. Let me go tell you what domain 4A is. Now, this is coming from Danielson's framework for teaching, which is referred to as FFT. Okay, here's 3, scrolling to 4. Okay, 4A, reflecting on teaching. Okay, so that is what I have to do, reflecting on teaching. So number 1 says, describe the characteristics of your class that influence your instruction. Okay. Number 2 says, as you reflect on the lesson, were your instructional activities effective? How do you know? Number 3 says, did the students learn what you expected them to learn? What data supports your conclusion? Student work, participation, etc. Number 4, in what days did you alter your instruction, use formative assessments, or restate the outcomes as you taught the lesson? Explain. Number 5 says, if you had the opportunity to teach this lesson again to the same group of students or stakeholders, what would you do differently? And number 6, are there other thoughts about this lesson you would like to share? So there are 6 questions. And so those are the questions that I have to answer in reflection. And so my daughter is calling me. So Danielson, let me move this to the side a little bit so I can read this. Danielson says for domain 4A, reflecting on teaching encompasses the teacher's thinking that follows any instructional event and analysis of the many decisions made in both the planning and the implementation of the lesson. By considering these elements in light of the impact that they had on student learning, teachers can determine where to focus their efforts in making revisions and choose which aspects of the instruction they will continue in future lessons. Teachers may reflect on their practice through collegial conversations, journal writing, examining student work, conversations with students, or simply thinking about their teaching. Reflecting with accuracy and specificity, as well as being able to use the future teaching able to use in future teaching what has been learned is an acquired skill. Mentors, coaches, and supervisors can help teachers acquire and develop the skill of reflecting on teaching through supportive and deep questioning. Over time, this way of thinking, both reflectively and self-critically, and of analyzing instruction through the lens of student learning, whether excellent, adequate, or inadequate, becomes a habit of mind, leading to improvement in teaching and learning. So the elements of component 4A is accuracy and use in future teaching. Okay, and then the indicators include accurate reflections on a lesson and citation of adjustments to practice that draw on a repertoire of strategies. All right, so the scoring will be 1. Level 1 is unsatisfactory. Level 2 is basic. Then we have level 3, which is proficient, and level 4, which is distinguished. So we can get, from a 1 to a 4. So, of course, as a first-year teacher, I would love to get some 3s and would be, super excited to get 4s. But I definitely am shooting for the 3s. And so I will let you know what happens. I'm going to be open and honest about these scores that I get, too. Because you guys are on the journey with me. And because it is my first year, so we're going to see how I can grow as, I teach, over the next few years. That is my goal, is to grow as a teacher. So anyway, that is Danielson's Framework for Teaching, FFT for short. And so that is what I need to do in terms of reflecting on the lesson, reflecting on teaching. So anyway, I just wanted to share that with you since I wanted to pull it up and kind of look at the questions before this evening. I might as well, since my computer, my desktop was here, might as well go ahead and pull it up and share it with you. I don't know. Does anybody else use Danielson's FFT? I don't know if that's like a national thing or is it just like district by district. I'm not sure how that works. But if your district uses Danielson's FFT, please let me know. I will go ahead and end this lesson here. Y'all, I'm tired. I will end this video here. Okay. And if you like this video, please hit the like button. If you would like to share with anybody else, please share. If you want to subscribe to our channel, please do that as well. I would appreciate it. And click the notification bell so that way you'll be amongst the first to know when I upload a new video. They will be coming because this is Vlogmas and this is day 9. So I will see you tomorrow for day 10. Everybody have an awesome evening. Bye-bye.